What you see here is part of a really strong collection of artworks created during the early days at IAIA in the 1960s and 70s. While I was working for another museum, we acquired a lot of American modernism, and I always felt, if you have an American art museum, there needs to be also other voices to be heard, to be really speaking to American art history. It's so important to include also native modernists, and that's my hope for this show, that really we spread the word there were other artists active during that time.
The entire exhibition is based out of the museum's MoCNA's, it's an acronym for our museum, permanent collection, and includes mostly works by the Institute of American Art students that were done in the early 60s through the mid-70s, late 70s. The show actually is over 100 works, I would say, but what's traveling is 52 because that's what was manageable. This is kind of a negotiation of an art historical exhibit, but also the story of IAIA and how it fits into that narrative of American art. The majority of these works were done by young artists. It's a multi-tribal college, so they were from all over the country. Even though we're based in the Southwest, there were students that came from all over. And that's not to say that Native artists, all have abstract, but they were using that abstract style in terms of coming from an individual place, much like the modern art movement. As any movement, it's always about shifting what art is doing, from Impressionism to modernism is about a new way of creating art.
Exhibitions like Abstraction Redefined are really important for the field of American art history to create more awareness of the fact that there were native abstract expressionists working actively in New York. For example, George Morrison. His paintings are part of our collection and part of this show, and they really helped actively shape the movement of abstract expressionism, and they deserve really a voice in American art history. So native artists at IAIA, they really were encouraged to look at their own abstract traditions, but also to experiment with other influences. And that's also one of the surprises for many viewers. When you look at these works, many viewers realize for the first time that abstraction really has a long tradition in many indigenous cultures.